3, 2, 1. Let me stop. Okay. Hey y'all, what's up? So I am doing something a little different. And it's not really different. I've been wanting to do this. Scratch that. So it's different in a way, like, of recording, and that's what I mean by different. I finally kind of like figure out a way how to record myself without holding my phone, because that's just something I've been used to. And so now I'm switching it up. Now I got like this little phone holder thing that I've had for a while, and it's like, why haven't I been using it? But you know, everything happens for a reason. But anyways, y'all, welcome to the show. Okay, welcome to the show. First and foremost, I really want to thank everyone that watches my videos, likes, comments, whatever it is. I really haven't said much about that in a lot of my videos, and I'm starting to realize that. So I appreciate each and every one of you. I think I just say it more after the videos instead of the beginning. So I'm wanting to say it more in the beginning. You know, thank you so much for all your support. Thank you to my subscribers. Thank you just, you know, for listening. And so, like, a lot of the videos I create that I post, you know, there's so much meaning to it. And sometimes it can get a little, I don't want to use the word confusing, but for some people it may get confusing. For me, it can get confusing. I mean, life is confusing in general, right? But it's more so, there's a lot of depth to my videos. And, you know, sometimes, like, with the wordings that I use, terminology, for me, you know, I'm doing my best to explain things in a way for others to understand, because it's like, all up here, I understand it. I see it for how I see it. And sometimes putting it in words, this is where I really just, like, I'm working on that throat chakra, y'all. Like, for real. But putting it in words sometimes, or finding the right word, because we all have a certain perception of a word, or a certain understanding of a word. We can go look it up on Google, and it says, you know, the different meanings and how we say it and how we express it. And so for me, sometimes, you know, even just sharing, you know, certain words, people can perceive them differently. And so I'm working on trying to express myself in a way where others can understand as well too, because a lot of the shit that I say, y'all, can be very, very deep. It can be very inspirational, very motivating, but it can also be very confusing, and I admit it. You know, it's kind of like a learning process. No one's perfect, and so it's more so just really you know, critiquing how I express myself in a way to where I'm not, you know, sounding like it's a script, right? Where it's sounding like it's fake, where it's not original, where it's just blah 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 blah. I hope that makes sense. But anyways, I wanted to just get on here and talk some more, because there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on, and there's a lot that I'm experiencing, and there's so much that I want to share. And in today's video, I really just want to talk about, you know, this feeling inside of me, this intenseness inside of me, these experiences that I've been going through. And for me, it's a lot. It's you know, it's an evolving change that is different. It's different in a way where I'm understanding myself. I'm understanding my purpose more and more. I'm understanding, you know, why I'm here on this planet. And it's so beautiful, because this weekend I was able to experience so many things. And I went to this event was amazing. It was different. And me, I don't go out. Like, if I go out, I'm gonna go out and get something to grub, okay? So that's like my kind of thing. And I really don't drink either. So for me, I went to this event where they had alcoholic beverages. It was a party. It was like a New Year event. And it was a beautiful experience. It was different. The vibe was like super cool, but I was also terrified at the same time. So it was like, going through these emotions and trying to understand it all for myself. But also, like, for me, it has been a while since I've been out and been around a lot of group of people like that. And so with this experience, it kind of just like almost transformed me in a sense to like understand my vibe a little bit more, because when you're like in a hibernation mode, or when you don't surround yourself with a lot of people, like, it's really, for me, it's really hard to like really reflect on my energy. It's like, okay, I'm doing all this stuff, I'm working on myself, I'm taking care of myself, and it's like I'm always with myself all the time, but it's like, is this like really working, kind of thing. And I talk about where it's like, you don't want to look outside of you for validation, but at the same time, sometimes you need an experience like I had this weekend, where you step outside of yourself, right? And you have certain people come up to you. You have these experiences where people come up to you and they compliment on your energy, on your vibe, and just your soul in general. And that to me is just like breathtaking, because it's like for me, I'm like, oh yeah, I've been working on it. Good. That's a good thing, right? It's hilarious to me, because it's like they may not get it, but I get it. They may not understand it in a sense how I understand it, right? All about perception. And so it only just makes me feel a little bit better inside. But also at the same time, it's, you get those people also, so there's that balance, right? So you get those people that are drawn to you because of your energy, because of your vibe, because of your beauty, whatever it may be, because I believe beauty is an energy. And so you also get those people who sense that as well too, but they're not so, like, they want to stay away from it because they're either, they don't understand it, or they don't like it, or whatever it may be, right? And so like you sense that as well too. So you sense people that are drawn to you or just want to connect with you more, and you sense the people that they sense that energy about you, but they're also they don't understand it, right? And so for me, it was an interesting experience, because it almost like activated something within me while having this whole experience. And it was like, and it also helps me learn like what I like and what I don't like, right? So like this event was like it was several hours, but then there was like this after party thing, which was like really confusing. So there was a lot going on. And so for me, I'm one of those planners where I need to know details. I like to go with the flow, but I also like to have, kind of a safety net, a backup plan, just to, have that reassurance for myself. And so like, for me, I took a risk, and I didn't know all the details. I didn't know exactly all the ins and outs. This was like my first event in a while, and this is the first event I went to for this organization. So it was like super cool, but it was also, I didn't know what was gonna go down, kind of thing. So it was like brand new for me. And so there was that learning experience within it too. So there's certain things that I didn't expect that, didn't really go the way that I thought they would go. But at the end of the day, I'm grateful it all happened and it worked out the way, because it opened my eyes to a lot of things. It opened my eyes to, a reflection of myself, but it opened my eyes in a way to where it was like, okay, this is the vibe, the kind of events that I really like, but it's also, there's certain things within these events that I'm not really about. And so like the after party kind of stuff, and even like the drinking. So that was one thing that I was really like nervous and worried about, because I haven't drank in, I think since last year, and it was, I want to say 4th of July, around that time is when the last time I drank. And for me, it's like, I don't judge people who drink, and I don't think it's a bad thing. It's just something that I do my best to stay away from. It's something that I look at differently. It's not like, because I know I've struggled with drinking in the past, so now it's just more of a different mindset for me, where it's like, I don't need a drink. It's just like marijuana. I don't need, weed. I don't need to get high, kind of thing. But I'm also have that mindset where if it happens kind of thing, and I'm not going to beat myself up over it, right? It's more of, if I have the opportunity to do it and I choose to do it, I'm not going to look back and regret it, kind of thing. And so I decided at this event to have a drink, and it went better than expected, I guess. I don't really know how to really explain that, because it was like, part of me was like, at first I told myself, hey, if you decide to drink, then you decide to drink. But if you decide not to drink, you decide not to drink. So it was that kind of vibe, but I decided to drink and I had a couple of drinks, which was totally fine. And so it was that kind of experience, because I think for me, it's just, learning what I can experience in a way to where I don't need to overindulge or put myself in a position where, I'm pressured to drink, and knowing that if I choose to drink, it will be okay, and not having that attachment to that drink. And this connects with like addiction. This connects with a lot of different things, because for me, I'm one of those persons now that I don't like to go out every weekend and drink. I used to do that. That was like a lifestyle that I was in. Now, if I do decide to have a drink, I'll have a drink, but I haven't done that in a while, and I decided to do it this weekend. But it was more so because, I think I just wanted to experience the whole experience, right? It was more so just to go with the flow, not try and, be perfect about it and beat myself up if I did or didn't have a drink, kind of thing. But for me, it was more of a spiritual experience for me, because even drinking, I look at, it's with addiction, with mindsets, with spirituality, we can go into depths of all this stuff. It's really, really about what matters here and how you see the world. And for me, it was more so like, the fear behind the drinking. Like, it's a spiritual thing. Like, if I drink, I could, get these attachments or get addicted to it. Or if I drink, I'm gonna black out or, do stuff that I regret later, kind of thing. And for me, it was like I had control, right? And I've worked so hard on myself to where I have this control now, to where if I do decide to have a drink, I know when to stop. I know what I can handle, and I know when to say no. And this is also, with people being drawn to my energy, because I also experienced that. There was people that were so drawn to my energy that, there's certain people in your life that just like, they don't understand what the energy means, especially on a spiritual aspect, or even with my journey and what I've experienced and how I understand the world and how I see, things at a deeper level. People are drawn to this energy, this light of mine, in a way that they don't understand, but they may come across it as falling in love with me, or thinking that I'm the best thing in the world, and it's like it's just the energy. That doesn't mean like we're meant to be. It doesn't mean that we're best friends. It doesn't mean that, you know. And it's funny because, you know, when you, like, even I've experienced this. You go out, you drink, you party, and when you get drunk, like, you're in this place of life where you think everybody's your friend, right? You're getting their Instagram, you're getting their number, you're either hooking up with this person, whatever it may be, right? And then afterwards, that's when kind of like sometimes maybe the regret comes in, or the shit, I did this. And you may not even regret it, you just like, that's just what it is, right? But it's funny because even though I did have a few drinks and I understood what, like, it wasn't like I lost control of myself, right? It was more so, the fact that there's this energy that kind of takes over people when they're under the influence. And it's like they open up more, they experience life differently. And that's why I was drawn to drinking. That's why I was drawn to marijuana, because you are opened up, right? You're a channel, like, you're connected to more than you may realize. And a lot of people don't understand this about alcohol, marijuana, drugs. I mean, that's how some people, I mean, you look at the individuals that are so messed up. And I don't like to use this term because it's more so they've taken so many drugs in their life to where they've lost touch of reality. They're not able to hold down an apartment. They are not able to be productive in a sense, right? In a world where they can hold down a job, hold down an apartment, you know, do all these things. They're so out of touch with reality because of these certain, you know, chemicals, these certain things that they've taken. It's fucked them up in a sense so much to where it's like they're so awakened to the point where it's like they don't need shit, right? They're just like whatever. And so it's that kind of energy where it's like when you get under these influences, whether it's marijuana, alcohol, drugs, everything has a different effect on everybody. You're opening yourself up spiritually, and a lot of people don't understand this. I didn't understand this, and for me, that's what was kind of the fear of drinking. Is you're attracting more than you realize, in a sense, and especially if you don't understand it. And so for me, it's like I, you know, had a few drinks, but I understood that, okay, like I'm safe, I'm protected, you know, I'm guarded. And I understand these certain energies, especially if they come at me or attack me, because these energies can come in different forms. They can come where you don't see them. They can come through other people. They can come through places. They can come through so many things. But pretty much it's an experience that people don't realize. And even you, like you, it's overcome you, and they can, the spiritual energies can come through you to where you know, do these certain things that you may normally not do. And that's what I've had to understand myself with alcohol and these things. But to try and like get back to, you know, this event and this whole experience and whatnot, it was almost like a learning experience for me as well, to where it was like, you know, I did my best to be more observant than anything. And just overall understand the energy, understand the vibe, and how I came across to other people and how other people interacted with me. And it was super moving. It was super interesting. Because at the end of the day, like I said, like I'm by myself all the time. Like it's just me and Abolitious, okay? And then when you experience something like this, me, like, I started getting nervous. I even almost talked myself out of going, just because of all the little things that, I didn't know. And I knew there was this event, I knew there was this after party, but that's really all I knew. I didn't know everything. And so it was me just pushing myself to take this risk, to go experience this. And even though I experienced it and had so much fun, and it was a great time, and I didn't know anybody, by the way. I was invited because it was through this gym that I'm connected to. So I was invited and I went. But it also helps me learn to prepare better as well too, because there were certain things that didn't work out that I expected to kind of, like, I had this expectation that it was going to go this way, but it didn't go that way. So it was more so like being better prepared as well. So it was a learning experience. It was fun, and I don't regret it. Like, there was a certain gap of time where it was just like, it was almost like I wanted to start regretting it in a sense. But it was more so like, no, like, this is happening for a reason. This is a lesson that I need to learn, and this is something that I need to reflect on in myself. And so, and that's what I really took from the whole experience. It was awesome, it was great, but it was also something that I've learned from, and knowing that I've grown in so many ways, that I became stronger through all the work that I've put in throughout, my life and my journey, and just understanding who I am more on a deeper level. Because we can have this projection or perception of, the outer world, the outer experience, the physical self, right? But it's more so what matters really in here. And that's something that I really have been working on, but want to work on even more for myself. Is like, we can look good. We can have this luxury look on the outside, right? We can have this beautiful, ethereal, whatever kind of look on the outside, right, to other people. But at the end of the day, it's really what matters from the inside. And there's a lot of people that don't realize that. They don't realize the energy, the light, the love for yourself, the inner work that you do for yourself really is from the inside. It's from the inside of how you understand your experiences, the lessons you've overcome, the lessons you've learned, the struggles that you've overcome, and just so much more. And sometimes it for me, it really is hard to explain in words, the certain understanding I have, not only for myself, but for how I see the world. Like, I see the darkness, but I also see the light, and I see it like intertwined in a way where it's so magical. Even the darkest darkness, the darkest parts of the world, it's magical in a sense where it's scary, it's intense, it's not so fun. It's those feelings of sadness, it's those feelings of dread, regret, yet it's a part of the light, it's a part of the magic, it's a part of the beauty. And sometimes we only want to see that part, the light, right? The luxury side of things. But most people need to experience the dark side of things to see that beauty, to really understand how it co-connects. Because when you only see the light, only see the luxury part of things, that's just it's superficial. It's only half of what is really there. It's not the whole picture, right? It's like looking at a supermodel. It's looking at a celebrity. It's looking at somebody who's just fucking gorgeous, okay? On the outside, right? And it's not even just a person. It could be a place. It could be an environment. It could be a food, right? It could be anything, right? And it just looks so, so beautiful. Diamonds are an example, but most people don't know the extent of the whole process of how it became so beautiful, right? How it was all set up. So this event, when I showed up, it was like so beautiful. And I got there early, so I kind of was able to see some of like the start of the setup things. But it's like once the people started to come in, and once it started to like, the energy started to fill, it kind of transformed into this like magical vibe, this magical place. But before, it was empty. It was just, it looked really nice, but it was empty. And then when the people started to come in and fill up the place, and the vibe and the music started to hit, it just transformed into this like magical place, and that's really how I see the world. And that's how, best way I could really describe, this experience, my life, and just, how I see what I see in every experience. Because we can look at it as negative, we can look at it as positive. But in reality, negative and positive coexist, right? You can't have a positive without a negative. I mean, we can get mathematical about it, right? 2 negatives equal a positive. At least I think that's how it works. I don't remember. I was in high school. Honestly, that's a funny story. We won't go that route. But for me, that's really how I see the world. I see it in black and white in a sense, but it's more than black and white. It's a presence. It's a magical essence. It's an energy filled with so much. And a lot of times we're so much more focused on the superficial, the outer shell, the certain distractions, the little details, instead of the whole entire experience. And so with this whole weekend, it was an experience. It was an amazing experience. And there was, those moments where it was more smiles, more laughter, more good energy. And then there was those experiences where it was just, it was not that. It was more of the, okay, this is not what I was wanting, right? It was more of the darker experience, the sadness experience or whatnot. But yeah, and so with every experience that you experience, whether it be, sad, whether it be dark, whether it be light, whether it be whatever you perceive it to be, just know it's an experience. Know it's meant to happen for you to reflect, for you to experience something, learn from it, from you to embrace it, and not beat yourself up, or not get too involved or get too attached to the experience, and not to really, focus so much on it, as in, why didn't this happen, or this should have happened, or I could have done this better, or I wish I never, or man, just know that it was an experience. Know that it was something that happened, and now you're moving on to the next experience. Now you're going through life. You're creating this story, this journey for yourself. And it's so magical and it's so beautiful, because sometimes we get so caught up in one experience. One experience, and we get so attached to that experience to where we're still moving forward. We're going through our day-to-day life doing, the basic things, but we're still attached to that one experience. We're still focused on that past moment of what we said, of what happened, of what we did or what didn't happen, and all these different things. And that's where it's like, okay, reflect on it. If you have to reflect on it a couple times until you're ready to release it, set it free, and just know that it happened, and now you're ready for the next experience. You're ready to, like, okay, what's next, universe? What's next? Let's experience more. Let's plan better. Let's prepare better. Let's do better. Let's feel better. Let's type of vibe. Yeah. And so that's what I got, y'all. That's what I got. Is, embrace these experiences. Embrace them, but keep moving forward. Find new experiences. Live your life. Be you. Don't be superficial. Don't just look at the outer shell, the outer beauty, but look at the darkness as well. Embrace that, because that's just a part of the beauty. That's a part of it all. Well, thank you for watching this video again. And if you resonate, if you like it, please like, comment, share, whatever the fuck you feel called to do. Because I'm grateful. I'm grateful for whatever. And life is an experience. Remember that. And also remember, I'm that ancient chick, just sharing some wisdom and shit. Peace.